So, you can tell, I'm wearing, well, not those. Wasn't wearing the old slippers, but this is the same outfit I was wearing on last week's video, which in real time for me was today. When I left camp this morning, I got on Facebook and I found this van on there from a guy that I know for a pretty fair price. And I thought, there's no way. It's what I'm looking for. It's close. I know him. It's fairly cheap. I was like, there's got to be something wrong with it or something, right? Because you guys know I've been looking for a new camp vehicle now for how long? The whole summer, like more than that, months. And I really wanted a GM van with the LS based engine. I've had a bunch of them. I know them. They run forever. I got spare parts. So it seemed kind of perfect. So I messaged him. Still have it. I said, I'm coming to look at that thing right now. So that's what I did. I left camp. I went straight to his shop. He's a business owner. He used this van for his business. I think he said for like the last 7 years, 5 years. I don't know, something like that. And he just hadn't been driving it. He was just kind of done looking at it, ready to move on to the next person. So this is what we're dealing with. 2004 Chevrolet, I think these are Expresses, but it's the cargo version, right? And it's 2,500, 3/4 ton. And it's just a plain old work van. I mean, that's what I wanted though. I don't like power everything. And so he used it for work. It's got the racks. It's got the divider wall in there. No writing, nothing like that. Plain old stock wheels. And then in the back, we got the like tool shelving. Don't need that. Don't need the racks on top. The wall can stay. I don't know. I guess it could be added security if you want to put a lock on it while you're back here. But I don't know. I mean, you still get into side doors or these doors, knock a window out and climb in. But anyway, I just stepped on a piece of metal and it literally went clear through my shoe. How is that even possible? That literally just went through my shoe and up into my foot. That is my luck. That's why I don't wear slippers like this, or really any shoe. I know a lot of you guys may have noticed that I wear boots pretty much every single day, and that's why, because if I'm not stepping on something sharp, I'm smashing my toes. Anyway, this van runs very well. It was originally owned by a florist, and the woman just hauled flowers in it. Literally, it doesn't even have a hitch. So she didn't pull trailers with it. The guy that I bought it off of didn't pull trailers with it. So it's not been abused. And that's super annoying in these vans, but seat not damaged. Dash is nice. Really in good condition on the inside. These things are usually just ratty because people work in them, they don't care, they live in them most of the time. Best part, 124,237. Yeah, 124,000 original miles. Now, for any of you that have either worked out of these vans or have went to look at one or whatever, typically these things are just ran and ran and ran and have like 200 and some thousand easily. So very surprised to see that low mileage. I think he said last year he put new tires on it. You can tell they're pretty good. Just did some kind of front end stuff like hub assemblies, like the wheel bearing. You can say it did brakes recently. I mean, this thing doesn't squeak, make a noise. It doesn't pull or lean, no check engine light. Right up my alley. This is exactly what I needed for this road trip coming up, because I still have my bed box from the last truck and Suburban. It'll slide right in here as soon as I get these boxes out. Don't have to worry about tents, hotels if we don't really need to. We may stay in one still. But yeah, we got room and board now. So I'm very excited about, because we are less than a week away, and I was kind of getting a little concerned that I would have to drive my Suburban that far. And that thing isn't as bad on fuel as, say, some big block V8 engines. But I mean, I'd say on a good day it gets maybe 12, maybe 10, probably more like 10 miles to the gallon. 10 hours and 20 minutes one way, that would have been a lot of fuel. And for local camping, it does great. But this thing, I mean, I'm going to be able to stand up and just kind of hunch and just kind of walk through, like not straight up, obviously. But I can like walk around in there, sit on the bed, my head isn't going to hit the top. It's going to be nice. Pretty excited about this one. So, big thanks to Jimmy. He definitely hooked me up more than he knows, because we now have our camp vehicle, period, for the channel for the future. But we also got our road trip vehicle, so worked out very well. The only thing is the body. Now, if you know anything about these vans, they all rust here. Frame's solid, I looked under it. Got a little bit starting down there, but it can be fixed. Body work isn't fun. I don't enjoy it at all. I actually really dislike it, but at least I don't have to work on the thing mechanically right now. It does need a hitch, because I do pull my little utility trailer around. You guys saw that recently with the wood splitter thing. All the side-by-side, the ATVs, all that stuff. So that and the rust were my biggest downfalls. But I got it for a good enough deal to where acceptable. Plus, I got these ladder racks and those boxes and all that stuff posted on Marketplace. Hoping to maybe get back a few $100. That's all future content. I will definitely keep you guys updated as we go, because I know some of you have mentioned like van, definitely van, because I've asked you before what I should get, and I've always leaned towards this. So hopefully some of you will be interested in the build. For now, just because I'm kind of on a time crunch, I'm not going to be able to build out the back like I want. So temporarily it's going to be a just kind of throw it in and go kind of situation. And then after the big old New England trip, I plan on kind of breaking it down and really going step by step, making it how I want it. So I'd say for now, it'll be bed box, bed, some storage. It's not cold enough to need heat yet. Shouldn't need that. Maybe try to insulate some stuff. I don't know. Definitely going to be a project, but I am excited. Hopefully some of you are too, to see this thing. See it in future videos. And stay tuned for this video. This is just the beginning. Got a few days before we go camping again, but next time you see this thing, it will have a bed in the back, and we are going camping. So definitely stay tuned. All right, it is the next day. It's actually nice and sunny. The rain has stopped for just a minute. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start on this van, because we got some camping to do. I think I'm going to try to camp in this thing tonight, off camera maybe, give it a little trial run. Thought about doing a Patreon video, because I tried to do one last week. I think that footage is all gone, so that's great. But as you can tell, it's a little dirty in here. It was a work van. So definitely want this cleaned. I want those out of here. I want this out of here for sure. There's a screw sticking out of that for some reason. That shelf I don't necessarily care much for. That one has drawers. I might take this out, scoot this down, put the bed back there, have some storage for now. These are posted on Marketplace because I don't necessarily need them. But we got to get this thing cleaned, get a bed in it, and then we can camp in this thing. Much better. So much more room for activities. Now I just gotta go to the car wash, get this thing cleaned out. Got the trim out, floor mat out. Pretty solid underneath. So now it's gonna scrub all this, scrub this, rinse it all out, good to go. All clean, all dry finally. Been sitting around for hours. Insulation got a little wet, but it's drying out. We'll get this back in. I'm probably gonna put the divider wall back in. Be nice to hang a curtain, maybe hang like some organizer or something off that maybe, I don't know. But after that goes back in, get the wall back in, I can get my bed in here. Decided on keeping the wall. The hooks are there, there's like the holes, like I can hang stuff off there. I think it's gonna work. And then this is the old F-150 bed carpet. I tried to touch up the paint around the bed frame one time and didn't think that I got much overspray on there. But it looks like the bed caught on fire now. But kind of trimmed it to fit a little bit, tucked it in behind the plastic there and here. It'll do for now. It was free, I'll use it. I'm gonna put me a little strip of carpet or a mat or I don't know, something else up there. But I think I can just put my bed in here now. I won't be camping. I think of my fancy house speakers wired straight in. Nothing but the best. Well, that's the old camp truck gone finally. That thing sat on Marketplace for, I don't even know now, way too long. 6 months, 8 months, I don't know, however long it's been. Took a little less than I wanted to, but it had its issues and it was in my way, and now it's out of here, so pretty pumped about that. And now that we got a good replacement, I need to finish setting it up and go try this van out. All right, cabinet is back in. I was kind of on the fence about it, but that'll be a lot of storage. Even down there, drawers all come out. Very work van like, but it'll work. That's the old box out of the F-150, and it's notched. It's not ideal, but I'm running out of time, and this is kind of all I had to work with. So I had to notch it up there, trim it down back here for the doors to shut, but still get the storage underneath, and this gives more room this way and up there, so it's gonna have to work for now. Eventually, I want to do like a side to side deal back here, maybe with like a full size. I don't know. Good enough. Also, I found this little guy today. Somehow I got into my sister's yard, under her porch, and then attacked by her dogs and lived. 3 different dogs got a hold of him today. He's not bleeding or anything. I think he's fine. So, I'm gonna release him and hopefully he does all right. Or take him camping with me. I don't know yet. Also, got some window coverings in on the side doors. You're not gonna be able to see it, but yeah, you can't see it. On the other side, it's like reflective to keep sun out. So every little bit helps. I'm gonna make 2 more for the back doors. I have a blackout curtain to cover this, and then hopefully one of these days we'll get around to some insulation on the walls. So the van made it here with no problems. It's been running good. I've been cruising around in a little bit just to kind of do some testing before I leave for Connecticut. some people camping across the river with some dogs. That's going to get old pretty quickly. Anyway, yeah, so as you can see, we're doing a little van camping now. Been searching for a new camp vehicle now for months. This thing seems to fit the bill pretty well so far, but I just wanted to make sure this thing was going to be all right to take on a 10-hour and some odd minute drive. So I don't know, I think I've put like 300 miles on it maybe so far. But as you saw, oil's changed, needed that pretty badly. All the other fluids checked out good. Overall, I'm going to say the health on this van is pretty solid. Brakes feel great, doesn't shake, shimmy, do anything weird. No vibrations, nothing like that. So I think it's going to be all right. This week has been non-stop getting that thing ready to just have a camp van, period, and then getting ready for this trip. I was supposed to leave tomorrow, but I'm actually so far behind I can't leave until 2 days from now. I was hoping to get this video done for you guys a little sooner so I could post it on Friday like always, and no, just way too busy. So I got pushed back a day, but it is nice to be camping and relaxing for once because it's been non-stop every day. I think last night after the oil change I got in, it was like 11. So I plan on starting up a fire, relaxing, hopefully eating something good, have a camp soda, finally take a night off. By the time you see this video, it will be October the 3rd. I think tomorrow's the 1st. Yeah, we are almost to October, and it is still very nice and warm out. Bugs everywhere. I'm sure you see me swatting at them. They're just flying right around my head. So it doesn't feel much like October, but I do think it's going to get down to like 52 tonight. So we'll give the van a little test on that, because the last van I had was years ago and I don't really remember. I think they stay pretty decent overnight in the fall. I know in the wintertime all that metal gets super cold. So I have to get up some insulation before that. But anyway, I got something a little different planned for dinner. I know some of you are into the budget dinners, and that's what this is. But it's also kind of a fridge clean out because I have some groceries left over that will go bad while I'm gone. So I thought, perfect time to do a budget dinner because this stuff was cheap. I'm gonna clean out the fridge / freezer, and we get to compare a few things. I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and drag out the old propane, because the method of cooking is not over the campfire for once. Typically everything's better over the campfire, but I really want to see if this works. I did this 2 years ago now. I don't know, I've done it a long time ago, and it worked. We're going to try again. I know some of you have not seen this thing in a while. The old Smoke Hollow grill. I don't know, it's not really a smoker. Runs off propane. This thing has been sitting in the storage building for a while. A little rough, might need to clean it up a touch. But this is going to be our method of cooking for the night. Well, that's not good. All right, much better. We're going. I don't even think you can see that. Well, that's about out. All right, I'm going to explain. For some of you newer viewers, this may look a little odd. But the last time I did this, it was for breakfast. It was a, I think it was banquet. It was like a sausage, egg, cheese, I don't know, something with gravy in it. I put it in that little grill, and it went like 15 minutes maybe, and it was like almost perfectly like baked, like it was in like an oven. Now those I think are still kind of frozen. I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to give it a shot. But we do have a backup in case we ruin dinner. Now, the point of the cooking spray, at least my thought process last time, was if I sprayed the thing, the like little paper bowl thing that those are in won't just completely burn and stick to it and start a fire, and it didn't. It worked well. So that's the plan. I don't know. Feels weird like cooking and not starting a fire first. Not typically our order of operations around here, but I think now it's time to start a fire, because I'm ready for one. Do a little check here. Oh, look at that. Getting plenty of heat in there. They're not burning. Nope. It's working. Beef one is done. These may be close, but that one is definitely done. I'm gonna try it first. That thing is the temperature of the sun. We're gonna let it cool down just a touch. So what we're gonna do in the meantime, try our last road trip hot sauce. This one is Chipotle. I don't know if this is gonna be any good in a pot pie, but it's the last one. We're trying it. And if it works, great. I guess if not, well, we'll find something else to eat it on one of these days. I typically like a Chipotle hot sauce, but it's not my go-to. Doesn't smell terrible. A lot of vinegar. A couple of these have been pretty strong with the vinegar. Whew. Wowzer. That is the most vinegar in a Chipotle hot sauce I've ever seen. It does have a little kick, don't get me wrong, but that is not why I'm making that face and sounds. Like, whew, that is way more vinegar than Tabasco even. I shook it. I'll shake it again. Oh, wow. I don't think I like that much. More vinegar than Chipotle flavor. That's crazy. I'm gonna try it on there, but I'm not gonna like it. That's by far the worst one out of that little set there. Most Chipotles aren't even that warm. That's actually making my lips tingle. That's an odd Chipotle sauce. I would say by far my least favorite one I've ever had. I don't know, we'll try it anyway. All right, surely that's cooled down enough to only give me like 2nd degree burns maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I've not had these in years. Also, I don't know that I mentioned this or not, but they were only $2 a piece. They're not like huge, don't get me wrong, but $2, not terrible. I'm pretty sure when I was a kid, these were like $1. Not expecting much for $2 a piece, but might just surprise me. It's a big old chunk of beef right in there. Look at that. Yep, that's hot. No offense to Banquet. You get what you pay for. You get something cheap, you don't expect the best quality. They make food for people on a budget, I'm sure, right? That little piece of beef actually tasted and chewed like beef, like a chunk of actual beef, not just like some processed kind of nugget of meat, you know? That like gravy in there, it's pretty good actually. I didn't put any salt, any pepper, no nothing on there. I might want to give this one a second. The dough part of it's not even terrible. I could just be hungry. I've not eaten since yesterday. And it's now like 5? I don't know. It's getting pretty late in the day now. Well, I'm going to say I don't hate it. I would say that's worth $2. Another big old chunk of meat. Oh yeah, hot sauce. This is not going to be good. Should have got a drink after that. Like, I mean, still, I think by far probably the most intense, like strong vinegar flavored hot sauce I've ever had. I'm just going to put it on the spoon. I don't want that on the whole thing. I guess I'll try it on the others too. Sometimes hot sauces are better on things. On their own, sometimes they're a little strong or a little too hot or whatever. Much more tolerable on there. Cuts that vinegar way down. You get a little more of that chipotle flavor. Still not great. Much better on actual food though. All right, let's go check on the others, see how burnt they are. Okay, I got another one. Don't know what it is because I lost track of the flavors, but I stuck the spoon in there and it literally melted that. So that's way too hot to eat. That thing cooked these from like literally frozen, not solid. Put them in the freezer, I put them in the cooler. I drove like 50 minutes. So they couldn't have been unthawed much. But they cooked from that to completely like crazy hot. And it's been like 20 minutes, maybe. I doubt even that. All right, I'm sure the turkey and the chicken both kind of look the same. So we're just gonna have to try a bite and see. Also little square cubes of meat, just like the beef. Definitely turkey. Again, that is really not that bad quality of meat for $2. Like, feels like turkey, tastes like turkey. I'll take it. Also peas, carrots. I think there was peas in the other one. I don't remember. But that is not that shabby. Still very hot. Why do I keep doing that? I think I like the turkey better than the beef. Oh yeah, hot sauce. Just keep forgetting about it because I really don't enjoy it much. I've had a few Chipotle sauces in my life. Couldn't tell you which one was the best because I've actually never found one that I loved. So I was hopeful. This one may be the one. It's not. All right. Chipotle plus turkey pot pie. In the turkey, the vinegar and saltiness of that hot sauce definitely stands out, but in a halfway decent way. I think it flavors the turkey better than the beef, actually. Interesting. All right, one left to try. Lastly but not leastly, chicken. I'm going to say that I have slightly high hopes for it now that I've tried the other two. This one's been sitting there since I took the last one out, so maybe I won't melt my face clean off, but I doubt it. Try a piece of that meat and some dough. Kind of dark for chicken, but dark meat it is. Still pretty warm. I gotta say, for how cheap those are and how easy they cooked in that thing, that is not a bad camp meal. If you're not picky, some people would not even touch these. You guys know me by now. If there is a budget camp YouTube channel, you found it. I'm all about the cheap. Camping is supposed to be about fun and relaxing and exploring and anything you do while you're camping. Not about spending the most money you can. as you can tell by what I'm driving. Does anybody else on here with like their $70,000 RVs, got showers and stoves inside, and they're cooking fancy dinners, and now you come along with me, we're gonna eat whatever's cheap and easy, have a good camp soda, we'll sleep on the ground if we have to. But if you don't have that smoke hollow, I looked it up at one point, they're not very expensive. There's plenty of camping stoves that have those lids to where you can kind of bake in them. If that's what you want to call that. I mean, that's just like if I baked that at home. Worked great. I've never tried it over the campfire, but I feel like if you had maybe a Dutch oven with a lid, you could put it down there and cover it, or just any old pot and lid maybe. May also work, I don't know. This thing is not as good as the last two. It's not awful, but it's not as good. Try the hot sauce on this one. It could use a little help. Now don't get me wrong, none of these have been like KFC's pot pie, 'cause that's pretty solid. I don't know what others I've ever tried. I think Cracker Barrel maybe has one. Marie Callender's. I've had another frozen one that really was not much better than these back in the day. I don't know about now. You can even see that hot sauce on there. Yep, that one needed it. The hot sauce is definitely the best on the chicken. It's not so vinegary and kind of like salty. Yeah, I'm just gonna dump a bunch right on there and call it good. So for my rating, I'm gonna say turkey, beef, and then chicken. If you never had these, you like pot pies, give them a shot. You might just not be that disappointed. All right, now that dinner's done, I believe it's time for a new camp soda. And I even put my mug in the cooler. Got that thing nice and chilled. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. I also think you guys are way too low, because I forgot my normal tripod that I use in this situation. So now I'm using a little one that wobbles and I don't trust it. But anyway, new camp soda. These are the big truck. I think they got like 3 or 4 different ones. I think they're all kind of after a vehicle of some sort. I don't know. It doesn't say that, I don't think. But like this one has what looks to be like a Land Cruiser maybe or something on the front. Cruiser Lime, Mexican style lager. I do like lime in my sodas, a lot of you know that. So I have high hopes for it. The others, I think there's one called a half cab. It's got like an old Bronco on it. I think one has like a K5 Blazer maybe. I don't know. The others I've tried were pretty good, so this shouldn't be too shabby. That garage beer that I tried not long ago from the football player, or basketball, foosball, I don't know, some sports ball player. The garage beer with lime was pretty good. I've had that again since. So, maybe I'll do like a little bit of a comparison. Nice and light looking. Cheers. Yep, that's tasty too. The lime in this one has a little bit more of a tart. I don't know what this means. Tart kind of bite to it, but it's not awful. It feels almost dry though. It's kind of weird, but I don't hate it. Better get a second opinion. Yeah, it's all right. I don't love it. I do believe that garage beer with the lime is better. You remember what I gave that one? Somebody watching this video has to remember. I feel like I gave it around a 7. It was pretty good. I don't know. Let's play make-believe. I gave that one a 7.5, right? Because in my memory, that feels like that's probably what it deserved. If that was a 7.5, I'll give this a 6.5. It's not real far behind it, but it's noticeably not quite as good or smooth. But I'll take it. I'd have another one. But if I was going to have any more than like 2, I'd probably just get the garage lime beers. Alright, this evening is going great so far. Got a little bit of a late start. I was a little concerned, but the trip here was nice and smooth. Dinner cooked in like no time, and it actually wasn't awful. So, kind of glad I got out the old Smoke Hollow, is that what it's called? I don't know, I've not used that thing in how long? I started the channel with that thing, so it's been around for a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna say a very nice evening so far. It's not supposed to rain, the sun's been out, a little humid, not crazy. I do believe all the bugs when I first got here was my only complaint. So now what I think I'm gonna do, throw another piece of firewood on the fire, sip on this, and I think I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a tour of the setup on the van currently. It's not a permanent setup, but I'm hoping it works decently for now, because it's probably going to Connecticut like that. Wow, that thing needs a bath. Looks awful. Anyway, here's the current setup. Got the bed box out of the F-150. Already said that, I believe. The cabinet's a little long. I think I mentioned that too, but that's trimmed out and kind of has a little overhang, but it's all right. I don't hate it. Got a pretty fair amount of room right here. Got a whole tote. Got the string lights I had on the channel here a while back. I think what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to string them up around the edge all the way, and then put the little solar panel out the back. That way I can just pop it out, let it charge all day, pop it right back in, constant lighting. So shelf worked out really well because I have my case for, I forget what's in there, speakers and such. Little Coleman grill. These are like Milwaukee batteries for my tools and fans. Those are lights. All that fits in there nice and snug, nothing moves. Can't leave home without the old trusty BB gun. And then there's like Centronella candles, power banks, slash jump packs. Got 3 of those on hand all the time. Milwaukee charger, just whatever, sanitizer, random stuff. Instead of like screws and nails that were in here, now it's camera equipment, charger, blocks, spare camera. Remember what's on this one, cords. Yeah, I know, more of like construction oriented. Worked out really well for this, and I almost sold these. A guy wanted to come buy this one and the other one, so I better hang on to that one. But that's the only reason he wanted them was for this, so didn't get rid of those. Got the blackout curtain up. So between that and these coverings, it'll be nice and darker. I didn't get to make those yet. Would like to do that tomorrow before I leave for Connecticut, just to have it nice and dark in here. Found some new comforters. That's not a comforter, I don't know what that is, but yeah, I got some new bed clothing. I don't know, it's not ideal, but I got to reuse the carpet, the bed, the mattress that came in the van. Huge plus. And I get to reuse this. Already had this stuff, but yeah, not too shabby. I'm gonna say, especially for having like 2,000 bucks in this whole setup so far, I don't think I've had to buy anything additional. I'll take it. All right, so some of you probably remember setting up the $600 Facebook truck with this inverter with the alligator clips that worked really well. Like in my Suburban, it's hardwired in and in the dash, so you can just plug it in while you're driving. Haven't gotten that far yet with this, but for now, this should be a plenty sufficient method because it worked really well the last couple of times I did it. So red on red, like so. black on black. So. Alright, plug in the charger. So we're up and running. And we'll see if we can't charge some camera batteries. Perfect. Cannot believe that fall is already here. This summer flew by. Well, just finished off another one of those. They're still terrible. What was that? Last week I started sipping on those things. Yeah, those are really not that good. But luckily, that was the last lemon shaved ice, so no more of those. All right, I think it's about time we string up some lights in here. These came off Amazon. And they got little clips on there. You're probably not gonna be able to see very good. I'm hoping those will just clip right along that rail. I don't know. If not, I got zip ties. These things are going up somehow. All right, I believe we're gonna start up in this corner right behind the driver's side seat. Let's see if this clips onto this. Yeah. I wouldn't say that it'll probably hold forever, but it clips on there. Come over here. Try it again. A little far apart, but I think it'll work. Well, it's not exactly what I wanted, but it's going to work. I ran this kind of long, that way solar panel can go up on the roof, charge all day. Pretty decent amount of lighting, I mean, to do anything I would need to do. These are held onto this cord basically by clamping and biting down into like the wire itself. So I tried to hang one up with the clip. It popped off, the bulb fell off, and then it was just a long strand of bare wire, and the clip went like back in one of these holes, disappeared forever. So I abandoned the whole clip idea. As you can see now, it's just kind of like zip ties, but I think it'll work. Can't be too permanent. I'm going to put up walls eventually anyway, but I'm going to say overall not too bad. I think the lighting's better in here for the van than outside like I originally bought them for. All right, enough of that. Can you even see me? Maybe like that. I let the fire kind of die down messing with these for like an hour. I tried hard with the clips, it just wasn't working out too good. So let's say we stoke up the fire and get us a camp soda. I want to say for first night in the van, I slept pretty well. I don't think I woke up once through the night, actually. It's pretty early right now, but got a lot of stuff to do to finish getting ready for this trip I keep talking about. So I already got the van packed up, which is so much easier than the Suburban because this thing is so much more organized. Do like the propane tank, that little stove, my chair, pretty much it. So I'm going to say in that regard, way better than the Suburban. And it's also nice to be able to just sit up in bed, put on shoes and whatnot. Also got the ladder racks off the top last night, a little sleeker and whatnot. It's fine with them on there. Obviously it doesn't really affect anything, but I'm kind of thinking that if I'm camping somewhere, stealth camping or whatever, where there's people, and you see those racks on top, you may think work van, you may think it's full of tools. There for a while around home anyway, there was a lot of people in cities getting robbed of all their construction tools because of that. So I don't know if it would actually help, but at least now it doesn't look so much like an actual work van. I don't know. Anyway, I gotta throw those in there, go get a coffee, and get us a little something for breakfast. Had to go back to Sheetz, get another chocolate peanut butter iced coffee. I think I did this last week. This thing's good. I would probably get like a whole case of these if you could, but looked on the internet, you can't order them on there. They're 2 for $5 right now there though. Yep, still good. It's only an 11-ounce can. I wish they were a little bigger. All right, I'm gonna try 2 of my favorite McDonald's breakfast sandwiches side by side and see which one's actually better. To me, they're equal, like separately, but I've never actually done a comparison. The sound in here is probably terrible because I'm in a van, but hopefully it turns out all right. Sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. Steak, egg, and cheese bagel. Never had either one of these. They're pretty good. First up, sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin. Not bad. Honestly, not as flavorful as normal. Nice and hot and fresh though. Sometimes the muffins are stale, but it's all right this time. I've also had a stale bagel before, so hopefully that's all right. Side-by-side comparison, no contest. Steak, egg, cheese, bagel all day. That mystery sauce on there and those grilled onions alone make it way better. Just so much more flavor. Not as dry as the muffin. Muffin's still good. I mean, it's like a 6.5 or so in the breakfast sandwich game to me. But that bagel's like an 8.5 probably. At least an 8. I think it's good. As long as you get a good bagel. When that bagel is stale and dry and hard, it's terrible. Alright, that is the first camp trip in the new van successful. Made it all the way there, all the way back. No issues. The setup in the back seems to be working pretty well so far. It's not permanent, but it will get me by for now. After the Connecticut trip, I really want to redo that bed and like do it sideways maybe and have way more room in there. I don't know, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. So the next time you guys see me, I will be in another state. So if you made it this far in this video, thank you, because I know this is a long one, but I like keeping you guys in the loop with the setups and the vans and the trucks and different situations and all that stuff. So I know some of you are interested in the build out of the van, so hopefully you guys all like how it's going so far. And if this is your first time watching Never Lost Outdoors, well, we do this stuff all the time. Camping, DIYs, and reviews, and all kind of nonsense. So if that's your kind of thing, click that subscribe button. I think there's a bell thing to let you know when I upload. I'm not sure how it works. Give me a like, leave me a comment. I try to respond to every single one of you. And next week's video will most likely have some of the trip up, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell what we'll get into, so you might want to stay tuned for that one. Could get interesting. For now, I have less than 24 hours to finish getting ready. Finish checking out the van, loading up the van. May have a trailer hitch lined up for it. I kind of wanted that for the trip, so I may have to go get that. A lot of stuff to do in a short amount of time, so I got to get after it. But I will see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.